Okay, I almost forgot how to do it. Oh, I don't understand why it still says I haven't been on. Nobody's here. Oh, yes. Okay. Problematic. Okay. Problematic. Okay. Problematic. Huh, that's interesting. National Hurricane Center.
Staying at my daughter's camp. These tribes choose to live outside the boundaries of Israel, but nevertheless throw their lot in.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome home.
Well, thank you.
How was your trip?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Yeah. It was so great. It was in the hundred and teens the whole time I was in Vegas.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Your son is okay. Everything is good.
It's good. Yep.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Really good. I would like to say it's great to be back. Well, it's certainly great to not be in the hundred and teens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great to see you.
It's wonderful to see you too. We missed you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, don't be sorry. We're happy that you are. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy. You're muted, but you don't have to be. Doreen told me we're doing no muting and no, like we're letting everybody be unmuted.
Great. If it works, it works. There's Rabbi.
Rabbi? Hi, good Shabbos. Just got back from John Knox. We had a very nice service.
Nice.
And now I've got another very nice service. Thank you for coming. This is the we're going to be blessing the new month this Shabbos. That is the new month of Av, which is the saddest month in the Jewish calendar. But hey, we're together. Everybody looks well. The important thing is to have a good time. So that's what we're trying to do. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Okay. The story is told of the little old man who's on a train. This is going back to the years where the train was the principal method of transportation. When in World War I, when the Russians rode their trains to the border with Germany, they were very surprised to understand that they could not invade Germany via train because their gauge, the space between their tracks, was different from the German gauge. So go figure. All right. What is the point? Here comes the point. So the little old man is on the train, and opposite him is a younger man, both Jewish, of course, for the purpose of the story. And as soon as the train starts, the little old man starts his cry, "I do I have a terrible thirst. I do I have a terrible thirst." And he's making the young man crazy. The young man is just wanting to kick back and read his newspaper. The old man keeps going, "I do I have a terrible thirst. I do I have a terrible thirst." Finally, they get to their first stop. The young man, even before the train stops, he jumps up, he runs off the train, he jumps to the platform and goes to the water fountain and fills a cup with fresh, cold water for the little old man. He runs back and he says, "Here, here, uncle, drink." So the little old man says, "Thank you." And he makes the shehakol and he drinks the water. He says, "Oh, that was wonderful." And then the train starts again. And the little old man goes, "I did I have a terrible thirst. I did I have a terrible thirst." It's a very old joke. That joke was old when I was a kid. All right. Thank you for coming to the service. We'll begin on page 13. I'm getting deja vu all over the place here. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlach, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Kadosh Baruch Hu L'Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei Hamlach Kadosh Baruch Hu. Save them the Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlach, Kadosh Baruch Hu. And we have Yedid Nefesh on page 14. Soulmate love God, compassion's gentle source, take my disposition and shape it to your will. Like a darling deer, will I rush to you before your glorious presence. Let your sweet love delight with its thrill, cause no other dainty will my hunger still. How splendid is your light, illumining the world. My soul is weary, yearning for your love's delight. Please, good God, to heal her, reveal to her your face, the pleasure of your presence, and your grace. She will find strength and healing in your sight. Forever will she serve you, grateful with
with all her might.
Page 15. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, ladonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, ladonai. Naria, Naria, Litsuri, Enu, Ikadma Fana, Bitoda. Naria, Naria, Nui Shenu, Ismirot Naria Lo, Lechuneranina, Lechuneranina, Lechuneran, Naladonai, Lechuneranina, 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 Ladonai. Reading silently to the bottom of 15. Va'im shanakut bidor ba'omar antohe levavim vehem lo yadu derachai asher nishpati v'yapi im yevohun el menuchati. Okay, next. Let's take a look at page 16. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Adonai Baruchu Shemo. Asru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato. Sing a new song. Let's do this in the translation with the paraphrase with reading alternatively, reading responsively. Sing a new song to Adonai, acclaim Adonai, all people on earth. Together, sing to Adonai, proclaim each day God's
awesome might,
announce to the world God's glory and wonders. For Adonai is great and deserving of praise. Adonai alone is to be revered as God. All the gods of the nations are nothingness, but Adonai created the heavens. Majesty and might accompany God. Splendor and strength
adorn God's sanctuary.
Acknowledge Adonai, all families of nations. Claim God's majestic power. Acknowledge God's glory and bring him tribute. Worship Adonai in resplendent reverence. Let the earth tremble in
God's presence.
To the world, declare to the world, Adonai is sovereign. God has steadied the world which stands firm and judges all nations with fairness. The heavens rejoice,
let the earth be glad, let the sea and all it contains exult.
The field and forest sing for joy. Adonai comes to rule the earth, to rule the world justly, the nations with fairness. Lift Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek. Excuse me. V'yamim v'emunato. This is what I call a wishful thinking psalm, meaning even if it doesn't exist right now, we hope and pray it will come to do so, because here on earth God works through us, and we hope that we will comport ourselves in accordance with made in his image. Yes, amen. Okay, let's take a look at the Lachadodi on page 21. Lechadodi lekala Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi lekala Shabbat nekabela. Remember we're at this one. by our Creator
Creator
beyond
beyond
comparison.
comparison.
Adonai
Adonai
is
is
one,
one,
His
his name
one,
is one,
reflected in glory, in
glory
fame
and
and
fame and
praise.
in praise.
L'chadodi,
Zodi,
l'krat kala,
Allah,
l'nei
B'nai
Shabbat,
Shabbat
l'kam.
Nikabela.
Come, let us greet Shabbat, Queen sublime, fountain of blessings from
Blessings in
every
every clime,
anointed and
anointed and
regal,
regal
since
since earliest
time.
time.
In thought she preceded
Created
creation's
creation 6
days.
days.
L'chadodi,
Adoti,
l'krat kala,
Kala,
l'nei
B'nai Shabbat
Shabbat, l'kam.
Nikabela.
Page 22, the fourth stanza. All please rise. Bohi v'shalom, ateret bala,
Terefala,
am b'simcha uvtzala,
Allah,
ochem emunei,
Emune,
am
Am
segula,
Sivu,
bohi chala, bohi
Boi,
ah,
Hala,
lecha dodi,
Atoti,
likrat
Ikra,
kala,
Hala,
b'nei
Elisha,
Shabbat,
Nika,
mekabel.
Bela.
Be seated, page 23. Mizmor Shir, Yom HaShabbat. And we'll read this silently. And the last four lines. Tzadika Tamar, Yifrach, Ki Erez, Malvanon, Yizke, Shetulim, Beveit Adonai, Bichatro, Elohim,
Eloheinu,
Afri, O Yenuvun, Seba, Tishen, Birananim, Yehu, Lehagim,
Agim,
Yashar,
Yashar Adonai, Suri, Velo, Hakatabo.
All right. The Torah portion for this Shabbat is Matot Maseh, which is a strapped together portion. Matot means the tribes of Israel. Maseh means in their wanderings. And I have to be honest with you, it's a fairly boilerplate sort of Torah portion. All they do is walk, 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 and they fetch, 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 fetch. That's pretty much what you could say about most of the books of the Torah. But instead, I want to focus on a sad thing because tomorrow we're going to be Mevorchan HaChodesh. We're going to be blessing the new month. And the new month is Av. The Hebrew names of the Jewish months are from Babylonia. Tishrei, I had to memorize them in the fourth grade. Tishrei, Cheshvan, Kislev, Tevet, Shvat, Adar, Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, Tammuz, Av, Elul. So Av is significant. Thank you. Yes, I know you probably had to memorize it too. But Av is significant because it comes just before Elul, and Elul is the last month of the Hebrew year, which means Rosh Hashanah is coming, and I haven't written any sermons. Oh my gosh. This is maybe this year I'll wing it. I'll just go. Never mind. No. I've got to write something. But Av is the saddest time of the year. It's cooling off slightly out there with the rain, but for the most part, Av is the doldrums. It's the dog days of summer. And that is why it is so appropriate for all the destruction that took place during this time of year. The first temple was destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BCE, and the second temple was destroyed by the Romans in the year 70. They would say Anno Domini, year of our Lord, but he's not our Lord, he's our cousin. So we generally refer to it as CE, or the Christian era, or as I've said before, the Christian era. Well, I'm not here to criticize. It was so weird because when I did the service at Knox, I was standing in front of a sort of credenza, and the credenza was covered with these bright red Christian prayer books because they do a Sunday service there in that same room. It's a sort of community center room. And I turned around at one point and said, "Oh, look, it's the competition." Well, anyway, Why is it a sad time of year? Well, it is very hot, and the Jews did a silly thing. They rebelled against the Romans, and they should not have done that, but they did it nonetheless, and they paid the penalty. The Romans were the world's best soldiers. They were the first to look upon warfare as an engineering feat. They had catapults, they had ballistae, they didn't have gunpowder, which is a good thing. The Chinese did, but the Chinese are not involved in this story. Well, so what happens is that the Romans put a wall around the city of Jerusalem. The city of Jerusalem was the strongest holdout against Roman power. And the first thing they did was they built a wall around the wall of Jerusalem. It was called a circumvallation or a circumvallationes. That is a siege wall. The Romans fixed it so that nobody could go in and come out without their permission. And they didn't want anybody to come out. They wanted the Jews to quietly die of starvation and plague. And they helped the plague along by taking some disease-ridden cows, dead cows, and catapulting them into the city. That must have been pretty awful. That was what they had for germ warfare in those days. It was very effective. Well, the Jews are divided among themselves because we are the world's experts at fighting each other. You had the Sadducees on the top. These were the aristocrats. These are the ones who felt that anything Roman was good, and they wanted to capitulate and immediately make peace with Rome. At the very bottom, you had the Zealots, and these were the Kanaim. The Zealots were the people who refused to make peace with Rome at any price, and they were indeed waiting for Messiah. The tradition in those days was that Mashiach would come, Messiah would come when the situation is getting really desperate, but Messiah did not come, as we know. In the middle, you have the Perushim, you have the Pharisees. These are the people who believe doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket. Pockets weren't even invented yet. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What is important is whether you study Torah and whether you practice Judaism and whether you fear God. So those are the ones we're concerned with because we, all of us, are descended from the Pharisees. Sadducees died off, the Zealots killed themselves, and it was a pretty rotten situation all around. But the Pharisees were led by many great rabbis. Among the greatest was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. And Ben Zakkai was determined that the Jewish people should survive. And this has been my theme for a number of weeks now. I've been talking about survival. We will survive because that is what we're geared for. But Rabbi Yochanan and his disciples sat down and made a plan. The plan was that they would escape from the city, and he would go to the Roman camp and ask their mercy. Now, to get out of the city, the only way they could do that was for Rabbi Yochanan to pretend that he had died of the plague. They would get him a casket, they would put him in the casket, and then the disciples would heave ho and carry the casket out of the city. The tough part was getting past the guard at the gate. The guard at the gate were zealots, and the zealots were so zealous indeed in defending their warped view of Judaism that if they didn't like you, they became sikari. They became daggermen. Sicarius is a dagger. They would wait until you were in a crowd, then they would creep up alongside you and jam, give you a shtoch, give you a cut in the ribs and twist it, and then they would run away. And this was the method they used for eliminating their enemies. Well, Rabbi Yochanan did not want to be eliminated, and he gets into the casket, they cover it up, they put the top on, and then they carry him to the city gate. And at the city gate, they were challenged by the guard being the Zealots. And the Zealots said, who all two goes there? And they said, it's Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. He has died of the plague, and we are taking him out of the city for a proper Jewish burial. Now, one of the guards was an ignoramus, and he was very zealous for their cause. He said, I don't believe he's dead. Let me take my spear, and I'll run him through like Pinchas did. And of course, the disciples said, would you do that? This man is a clay kodesh. This man is a holy vessel. He is a vessel of Torah, clay Torah. You cannot do this to him. And so they decided they would let him go. As soon as they're out of earshot and out of sight from the zealots at the gate, Rabbi Yochanan says, put me down. They put him down. He climbs out, and then he and the disciples go running as fast as they can to the Roman camp. They get there, they ask the guard if they can speak to General Vespasian. Now, this is the part I don't entirely believe. How could these little ragtag Jews get an audience with the great General Vespasian? Somehow or other they do. And as soon as Rabbi Yochanan sees Vespasian, he says, "Hail Caesar." And Vespasian says, what are you talking about? I'm just a general. I'm an important general, but I'm certainly not Caesar. I'm not the Caesar. And Rabbi Yochanan replies, the Caesar is dead. I think it was Nero. Caesar is dead, and you will be the next Caesar. And just then, as fate would have it, a messenger arrives from Rome and says, "Hail Caesar." Vespasian hears that Caesar is dead, so he is the next Caesar. He is the next emperor. And Vespasian says to Rabbi Yochanan, well, you were the first one to greet me as Caesar, so I'm grateful to you, and I'll give you any reward you want. Do you want money? Do you want women? Tell me what you want. He didn't know Rabbi Yochanan was a great rabbi. And Rabbi Yochanan says, if it please you, Caesar, give me the city of Yavne and its inhabitants. And Vespasian says, that's not an important city. It's certainly not Jerusalem. What do you want it for? And Rabbi Yochanan says, I'm going to build a yeshiva. And that truly was what preserved Judaism through those dark days. The Jews eventually lost the war, but Rabbi Yochanan was safe in Yavne. He had his disciples, and he gathered more students. People came from all over Israel to study Torah with him. And that's why we're having this conversation, or monologue, because he rescued Judaism, even in the darkest times. And I know the situation in our country and in Israel is not the best. But if we can work for peace, if we can work for an honorable peace, if we can work to heal the rifts in our own country, and I'm feeling better about the situation, as you may be as well, over the past number of days, because I think that we've been given a second chance, not as Jews, but as Americans. As for Israel, the Israelis are in charge of their own destiny. They have to decide what's going to happen. I don't know what else to say. Any questions, any comments, anything? We have audio tonight. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your listening. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Oh, so we'll be Mavorach and HaChodesh tomorrow. We'll be blessing the new month tomorrow. And we don't say Av, because Av is a time of darkness, time of sadness. We say Menachem Av, meaning comforted. You shall be comforted during Av. In the end, the sadness will turn to joy, the evil will turn to good, and things will get better. And God will do it. Of course, God will do it. But we have to help God. We have to make God's job easier. So in your daily lives, there's something you can do to ease the burden of someone else. Do not hesitate. Please be sure to do it. Okay? Well, here we have the Baruch Hu. Please rise. I'll rise too. Page 28. We bow. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Le'olam Vaed. Amen. Please be seated. We've been having some lovely moons these past evenings, so let's read the reading on, on the lower right on page 28. Beloved are you together. Beloved are you, eternal God, by whose design the evening falls, by whose commands dimensions open up, eons pass away, and stars spin in their orbits. You set the rhythms of day and night, the alternation of light and darkness, sings your creating word. Rising sun and in spreading dust, creator of all, you are made manifest. Eternal, everlasting God, may we always be aware of your dominion. Beloved are you, Adonai, for this hour of nightfall. Baruch atah Adonai, Bari Varavim. Amen. Page 29. Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Havta Torah u'mitzvot u'kim u'mishpatim otanu livadet Ken Adonai Eloheinu Vivenu uvekumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu li'olam. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisroel. Amen. On page 30, we have the Shema. We cover the eyes. Shema Yisroel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Uncover the eyes. Baruch Yevod Malachuto Leolam. And the English, you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. These words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children, and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts
of your homes and
on
upon your gates.
Page 32, we have the Milchamoch. Milchamocha, Ohelim Adonai, Milchamocha, Edor Kodesh, Nohorat Gilot, Osef Eleh, Achutcha Rovanecha, Okayam Lifnei Moshe, Zeheli Anu V'Amru, Adonai Yimloch V'Olam Voed V'Nemar Kifat Adonai et Yaakov U'Gialo Miad Chazak Mimenu Baruch Atah Adonai Goal Yisroel. Amen. Okay, this is the prayer on page 33 for the Cholim, the folks who are not well. Thinking about them, praying for Refuah Shalema. And do we have some names? I'm thinking of Marty Mentor, Refuah Shalema, and Jeff Stern, Refuah Shalema. Anyone else?
Paul Dobbs,
Refuah Shalema,
Sheila Bergman,
Refuah Shalema,
Alisa Pepper,
Refuah Shalema,
Norma Fogel,
Refuah Shalema,
Vincent Patricia Massey.
Refuah Shalema.
Thank you.
I think that's the whole list I sent you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Martin Reynolds, Susan Reynolds.
Refuah Shalema, Refuah Shalema. Okay, anyone else? All right, of course, we're thinking about our brothers and sisters in Israel who made the supreme sacrifice, Refuah Shlema. And I'm going to go a little bit off script tonight. I'm going to include the innocents on the Palestinian side who are also no longer with us, Refuah Shlema. Okay. All right, let's read the English paragraph. Anyone else? Any other names? Okay. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. Watches over us and delivers us. O gracious and merciful ruler, guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praise to you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, for all his people, over Jerusalem,
and the entire world.
Baruch atah Adonai, Amorei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, Yal Kol Amo Yisrael, Al Yerushalayim, Yal Kol Haolam Kulo. Amen. Page 34. Vishamru V'nei Yisroel Et HaShabbat Sot Et HaShabbat L'Dorotam B'Ritolam Vishamru V'nei Yisroel Et HaShabbat Lasot Et HaShabbat L'Dorotam B'Ritolam Eini uvein b'nei Yisroel Oti li'olam Oti li'olam Oti li'olam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabbat et Hashabbat lidorotam b'ridorotam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabbat et Hashabbat lidorotam b'ridorotam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vaynafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabbat et Hashabbat lidorotam b'ridorotam. Please rise, have Kaddish, Yitgadal, V'yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Amen. Yalma divrach hirute, V'yamlich malchute, V'chaye, chon uvyomei, chon uvchaye, Kol Beit Yisroel, Agala, Agala, Ubizman Ariv, Bimeru, Amen. Eshmei Rav, Leol Mehol Maya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpoar Vitromam Vitnase, Yitadar, Yitale, Yitalav, Shemei Kedusha, Brichu, Yela, Yitkal Birchata, Vishirata, Tushbechata, Nehemata, Namiran, Yalema, Yimeru, Amen. Yamidah 35b to 38. When you're done, you may be seated.
What? You just talk. What are you talking? Okay, so go away. You can't see in the light unless you put the light on. Thank you. Nobody. Anything. Hold in. So,
I'm sorry about that. All right, we'll continue now. On page 48. Let's read the English paragraph at the top of 48. Our God and God of our ancestors, find favor in our Shabbat rest. Instill in us the holiness of your mitzvot. Let your Torah be our portion. Fill our lives with your goodness and gladden us with your triumph. Cleanse our hearts that we might serve you faithfully, lovingly and willingly. Deny our God, grant that we inherit your holy Shabbat, that your people Israel, who hallow your name, always find rest on this day. Praised you, Adonai, who hallows Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. And the full Kaddish. Yitkara v'yikra shemei Rabbah. Amen. Adivrach Hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayichon v'meichon v'chayir chol Beit Yisrael. Agalav izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach. Olam li'ol me'olmaya. Yitzhorach. Barach v'ishtabach v'poar v'trumam v'itnaseh. Yitadar v'yitalei v'talosh. Lamed kaverchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran b'yalma v'imru. Amen. Kabal tzloton avuton l'chai Yisrael. V'dam avuhondi v'shmaya v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Ose shalom bimromav. Uyase shalom aleinu. V'al
Yisrael.
Imru.
Amen.
Yahaste shalom. Yahaste shalom. Shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael. Yahaste shalom. Yahaste shalom. Shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael. V'al kol yoshvei tevel. Imru amen. All right, I always like where it says at the bottom of the page in Simchat Torah, just go to whatever page it is. All right, the Kiddush, charge your cups. Go. Savri Mornan Rabbanan Rabbotai, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pri hagafen. Amen. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Kedushan Mitzvotavanu, B'Shabbat Kodsho B'Yahava U'Ratzon, Zikaron L'Maaseh Breshit, Huyam Techila, L'Mikra'e Kodesh, Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim, Ivanu Bacharta, Yotanu Idashta, Tikoho Amim, Shabbat Kodshecha, Ahava Uvratzon, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. I am the Shalom. Okay. Now the Aleinu, page 51 is the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol lated gedula yotzei breshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot v'lo samanu mishpachat adama shelo sam elkenu kohem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam Achukorim, Ishachabim, Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Enemar, V'haya Adonai, Melech al kol haaretz, Hayomahu, Hayom hahu yeh Adonai echad.
God,
Shemo,
Shema,
Shemo, Shemo echad.
God,
Shema echad. The Mourner's Kaddish on 52, thinking about our brothers and sisters in Israel. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Amen. Yalmad yivrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei. Yechayei chon v'yimei chon. Chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivorach
God,
v'yolam u'bnei
oh man, that's made me praise the whole time.
Mam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shmei dekudusha b'richu. Li'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran bi'alma v'yimru, Amen.
Amen.
Hey shalom rabba min shemaya, chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, Amen. Oseh shalom v'mromav, uyaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, Amen.
Amen.
All right, be seated. Now a few well-chosen words from our wonderful temple president, Ms. Rita Fleming.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, Arnold. Good to see you. Hello, Stephen. It's good to see you. Alana, wonderful Judy, Gail and Stan, of course. Wonderful to have you. Hi, Rachie. Hi, my sweet girl. How are you? Good. I'm so glad. And Bethy. Hello, good Shabbos. And Dina's back with us. I think you're going away again soon though, right? 1 week? Okay.
Just
Well,
one weekend and then school starts.
Oh, then school starts, okay. Well, I just have to say, I wouldn't want to be with any other most wonderful yous, all of yous.
All of yours.
To be with my temple family to begin Shabbat together, that's the most wonderful thing in the world. I have to tell you the truth, Emes. We put on the Jewish channel earlier, and there was a Shabbat service from Central Synagogue at 6 o'clock, and we watched it, and it was lovely, and it's huge, and there was a lot of music, and it was really, really wonderful. And then I said, Paul, keep your eye on the time, because we're going to be together with our temple family at 7 o'clock. And that meant more to me than being watching a spectacular service full of music, full of joy.
Where is Central Synagogue?
In New York, in Manhattan.
The big Reform temple.
But yeah, I was surprised. It just came on, and we just tuned into it. But it didn't have our rabbi and Mbeth. It didn't have Judy and Dina and Steve Hanshu. It didn't have Rosanne Lackman, Stan Eisen, Sherry, Arnold, Ron Honig, Ilana, and I know Matt's over there someplace too, and Gail. It didn't have all of you. And so it didn't feel like home. It felt wonderful, but it didn't feel like home. And you all feel like home. I'm so glad to see each and every one of your beautiful faces and know your warm hearts. It means the world to me, and I know that you feel the same way. I want to let you know that high holiday preparations have begun in earnest. This year, we are only going to have seats in the sanctuary. So, if you are used to sitting on the seats in the social hall, You're coming up front with all of us, and we're going to fill the sanctuary. So on August 15th, Ann Beth is coming in to help me to prepare stuff and prepare the first high holiday packet. And in it, you'll be getting information about the high holidays. If you're a member, your tickets are included. If you want to bring a friend, there's information about that as well. If you're a snowbird, that's a different story as well, because tickets are not included in the snowbird package. But you're going to be getting envelopes. It's the season of the envelope. So the first one is going to be coming around the second week in August. And then there's going to be an envelope from Sisterhood. And that's going to, and in the high holiday packet will be your application for the Book of Remembrance. If you want to have the same things as you had last year, the same names of those beloved people, just call Joni in and let her know, same as last year. If God forbid you've lost someone and you want to add someone to it, fill out the form and send it back, because the Book of Remembrance is a very important thing as well. Probably a week after that, you'll get a packet from Sisterhood with membership forms for Sisterhood, which is very important as well. And then the information about flowers for the Bima on high holidays and high holiday cards for the congregation. So you'll be getting quite a bit of mail from us. I know you expect it because that's what happens on the high holidays. But here and now, we're preparing to celebrate 5,785 years of celebrate. Is that the right year, Rabbi?
You got it. That's
Okay.
it.
Of celebrating each year together, just as our ancestors did all those thousands of years ago. And our particular high holiday services are so beautiful. I know you know that already. So we're getting ready. I'm looking forward to that. I look forward to every Friday night with you on Zoom now. After high holidays, we'll be resuming Friday night services live and on Zoom as well. Don't worry. And of course, our Saturday services are live and on Zoom too. So I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Shabbos, good Shabbos. Love each and every one of you very much.
Yes, thank you. And when Rita says it, you can believe it. Tomorrow, in the chapel, in the little room, everybody's invited. And I'll be speaking about, well, not Jewish ethics for a change. We'll come up with something. It could be God, could be Torah, could be tradition. Tradition is a good one. Okay? So anyway, let's finish up with the Adon Olam and a traditional tune. Adon Olam Asher
Shema Fla.
Terefo Yitzir
Nifra. So called.
Thy Melech
Shemoni
There's the
Fra.
best I could find. There's some in it.
Levado Imloch Torah Vehu Maya Vehu
The Tifara.
Echad V'Sheni Ne'am Shilo Ne'achihima Eli Reishi Eli Ta Elohos
Baham Mizrah.
Eli Goal Turchavli V'Etzara Vehunis
Stop
Yeah, my body's so confused. I'm sick as one of my with me. I have no fear.
Viado Afkiru, Bietisha, Biahira, Bimruchi, Iviati, Adonai li, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Closing benediction, please rise. Yivarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha. The Lord bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichvaneka. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Lord, say amen.
Amen.
Man.
Thank you so much. Okay. Shalom.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat.
Night.
Good night.
Good everyone. Good night.
I can keep the Zoom open if you want.
Dina, did you?
You can schmooze if you want. I'll keep the Zoom
Dina,
open.
Dina, it was nice visiting with the chair.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, it's so much
What's the-
better than my old chairs. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Did you recognize it? Look.
Yes, it
Hello,
did, yes.
Chair. Thank you.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's so much better. But if you guys want to stay on and just schmooze, we'll keep the Zoom open as long as you want. Maybe we'll
Pass the cookies.
go off of line or whatever.
Oh.
How to do that, actually.
Well, congratulations, Rabbi.
talk to-
Window digs, huh? Window digs.
Did you move already?
Yep.
Yes,
I
this
didn't.
room was not in the previous
Yes.
house.
Well, Mazel
Are you
tov.
are you all settled in?
What?
Are you unpacked?
Pretty much.
Getting there.
Getting there, but
Just, Beth's been working very hard.
we're missing.
It's
two
a big
bedrooms, so-
process. I know I did it last year. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
So this-
Where did you put all the books? Do you have a room for the books?
this is the room for the books.
they're not behind.
They're on either side.
Oh, so you're gonna make that a library? That's nice.
Yes, thank you.
It's his office.
Yeah,
They couldn't fit one particular bookcase he had, so we had to double up a little bit.
yes. And I've got about 8 cartons at the temple.
Oh,
Yes, you
So
do.
come take some.
Yeah.
You have shelves.
Yes. Yeah,
Get to it little by little. Everything gets done.
Yeah.
Eventually.
yes.
When you lose something, you find it eventually.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good Shabbos. Shabbat shalom. Thank you so
Good night,
much. Thank you,
everybody.
Dina.
Night,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Shabbat shalom.